This is an adult channel. In this video, we'll be reviewing the Eaglemoss Star Trek Collections Enterprise Phase 2 to go along with the Phase 2 shuttle that I reviewed. So here we go, Eaglemoss's version of the Phase 2 Enterprise. I'd like to have a 1/1000 model of this. We'll find out the scale in a minute. As you can see, there are two turbo lift protrusions there. I assume that's for the turbo lift. And we see the landing gear for the saucer. I was told by many sources, Steve Neal is one of them, that the triangle shapes on the original Enterprise are landing gear for the saucer. I don't know about these though. There's only two of them. At least there's only two that Eaglemoss put on here. Now, as you can see, this does have a dish. And it's crooked. There's the photon torpedoes on the neck. We have some white windows that are supposed to be lit up, I guess, and then some black ones. And they're actually just painted on. And then there is the nacelles. The Bassard collectors are, as you can see, elongated. The nacelles on this Phase 2 do look a lot like the movie. And the shuttle bay is a lot like the TV series, because the one on the motion picture is got more of an angle of a slope. And that there on the bottom, that resembles the original series Enterprise 2, those red rectangles. There's this circular shapes are actually they're molded into the saucer on this model. You can see that the bridge is shaped a lot like the original model. The impulse is a lot like the original model also. Now, Andy Probert said that the motion picture Enterprise is completely different. And there's a big debate on whether the motion picture Enterprise is the same Enterprise from the original series, just refit, overhauled. Some say it would have to be overhauled so much that it would be a different ship. I don't care. I'm not going to get into that. You can see where there's triangle pieces there. On the motion picture, I do believe this pylon does not have this cutout place. It goes straight up, or it continues on at an angle. This NCC 1701 is just out in your face. I mean, the pennant looks cool, but that's not on the original model or the motion picture. I mean, it's just right there, isn't it? It's kind of weird looking. But, I mean, on actual ships at sea, I mean, It's emblazoned on the side of most ships, the Naval Carrier Code or whatever it stands for. Planetary sensor. That resembles the original series. So, Matt, all he did, he said all he did is really change the cells and the supports, the pylons, as some people call it. But there is an extra. On the original series, Enterprise, it only has one turbo lift coming up, but this has two. I don't know how accurate this is to the Phase 2 model or blueprints, and I'm not going to get into it because we never saw it on screen. So, but I would like to have this model in 1/1000 scale, and I'll probably have to print that. I don't think anybody's going to make that. According to Memory Beta, non-canon Star Trek ships, this is the Jeffries class, and it is 289 to 300 meters. Okay, so what I came up to is that this Eaglemoss Phase 2 Enterprise is 1/2361 scale, or 1/2400, which 1/2500 is a popular scale in modeling. So, going by what Wiki said, that this is about 300 meters long in real life. So, I would like to have a 1/1000 scale, which would be about, that's a popular scale too. So, that's what my calculations come up to. And we'll put it on the base. There is a sticker on the base. Star Trek II TV concept. It even has the number 2527. So I'm going to assume that it goes on the dish, since I don't have the magazine. I'm glad to have it. Maybe one of these days I'll get around to printing me out a 1/1000 scale Phase 2, or maybe somebody will make a bottle kit. I don't think anybody's going to do that, but so there was no book. I didn't get a book with this one. So, and they did digitize them, I guess. So I'm going to read from a website. Designing the Phase 2 Enterprise. When it came time to upgrade the famed Enterprise for a second television show, Gene Roddenberry asked Matt Jeffries to have another go at this starship to reflect the refit that would be part of the series' backstory. In his redesign, Jeffries changed the engine nacelles from tubes to thin, flat-sided modules and tapered their supports, also known as pylons. He also added the distinctive photon torpedo ports on the neck between the saucer and the engineering hull. And we have some of his drawings here. And there's the photon torpedo. We see a spaceman right there. There's a hatch that he just came out of. That's cool. And we see, a heat exchanger. That's what that says there. And front, and we see that the sweep on the pylon right here is 30 to 35 degrees. And here's a schematic. I can see where there are some differences. Here underneath here's the planetary sensor. There on the filming model there was photon torpedoes, it looks like, coming out, and the sides of the nacelles are a little bit different. And if you notice in this picture, there is no dish. And see up there where it says Star Trek II. Basically, Jeffrey said years later what I did to it was change the power units and made a slight change in the struts that supported them. I gave the main hull a taper, then I went flat-sided and thin with the power units rather than keeping the cylindrical shape, trying to work out the logic of the refit. I knew a lot of equipment inside would change, but I didn't see that there would be any need to change the exterior of the saucer. Certainly, though, the engine would be the primary thing to change. Part of the theory of the ship's design in the first place was that we didn't know what these powerful things were, or how devastating it would be if anything went awry, so that's why we kept them away from the crew, and that meant they could be easily changed if you had to replace them. And here's the iconic poster from Mike Miner. Here is the model. They actually made a model of it, and as you can see, there is no dish there either. Here's another look at the model from a different view. Pretty sweet. The model of the refit Enterprise was built by Don Luce, who had built the original ship more than 10 years earlier. When Paramount abandoned its plans for Star Trek Phase 2 and decided to make a motion picture instead, Luce Enterprise was packed away. Director Robert Weiss brought in a new art director, Richard Taylor, who assigned Andrew Probert to do a second redesign of the ship, essentially keeping with Jeffrey's new lines while adding extensive detail that was necessary for a motion picture miniature. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next video.